First thing I want to say is just to make it really clear to Warne that all the fast bowlers will be on my team. I'll have Lee, I'll have Johnson, I'll have Gillespie, I'll have McGrath. They'll all be on my team. But the first thing I wanted to do was actually personally congratulate you on what you did with your baggy green. I thought that was amazing to give that up and raise that amount of money was fantastic. Yeah, just to say, I'm really looking forward to the game. As soon as I got the call from Kev Roberts, it was couldn't put my hand up quick enough. It's a lot of people already, and Alex mentioned some of the giving that's happened on behalf of cricket. We've also had guys like Glenn Maxwell and Chris Lynn donating money for each 6 that they hit during the Big Bash, and the way Maxie's going, he's on a bit of a record there to donate a lot of money back to this appeal. But just to be able to be involved, and it's up to us now to drag as many of our mates into it as well, and hopefully we can get some quite contemporary players to be a part of the day. It is going to be a huge and special day, and Alex, you will be on my team because you've probably retired a lot more recently than most of the other guys that will be playing in the game. So no, it's just nice to be a part of it, and I'm sure Warne's got some good things to say about the whole day as well.
Yeah, first of all, thank you very much, Punter. Thanks, Alex, and well done to Cricket Australia for putting on this game. It looks like I'm going to have all the old geriatrics that can't get it down the other end and all the guys that think they can play cricket, so it should be a good, fun game. Let's just hope Brett Lee makes them bounce rather than bowls beamers this time. Binger, watch out. Look, I think everyone's come together. Everyone's trying to do their bit. I think the images that we've all seen has touched people around the world, and everyone's just trying to do their bit. So it's great that Cricket Australia have got behind this and pulling it together quite quickly. Obviously, we don't know where it is, as Alex said before, but I'm sure Punter, myself and everyone that plays will try and give it our best and make it an entertaining game. That hopefully a few big names will get involved as well, from all sorts, whether it be music, whether it be film, TV, sport, from all different codes. I think Nick Rewalt was putting his hand up the other day. He really wanted to play. He said, can we hurry up with this game because I want to play, so I'm sure he'll be in there. Jack Rewalt thinks he's good at everything, so I think he'll probably try and get in there as well. Look, it's a fantastic initiative. Let's hope we raise lots of funds. I think, as I said before, everyone's doing their bit, and it's great that Cricket Australia are now. It's great that people have put their hand up to do that, and let's hope it's a really successful day.
In terms of the venue, obviously you don't know where it is, but you'd be hoping to sell it out if it's at the G. I mean, you're hoping for 70, 80,000, hopefully would be sort of ideal for you guys at least.
Well, I'm actually quite excited if it is here because one more game at the MCG would be nice. I've said that since I've been finished. Just one more game at the MCG would be good. So look, hopefully it is here. The way that the Stars are going, it looks like it might be here anyway. But yeah, you'd like to think with the Big Bash final being on and some of us older players turning up and putting on a bit of a show at the start that the fans would want to interact. And it's a lot of the public's. I know that the public giving and what they've been able to do through the last month has been outstanding anyway, but it's just another way for them to get involved and give back and help the game of cricket give back to what's been just a tragic month. So you'd like to think that if it is here that we'll get a big crowd, yeah.
How are you deciding who plays on which team?
Paper, scissors, rock? No, I don't know. But I'm sure me and Pun will come down, sit down and do something. We'll come up with the best way to sort of mix it up so they're pretty even teams. So we put on a good show.
You guys are saying it's a mix of not just cricketers, former cricketers, but...
Yeah, we're trying for everyone. Women's cricketers, men's cricketers, celebrities, as I said, from movie, film, TV, football, AFL, all the sporting codes, tennis. Trying to put together a collective group and a diverse group of people that people will identify with, and it'd be nice to see a few of these guys out of their comfort zone who think they can play. It'll be quite nice, actually. Or not, yeah. So look, hopefully, the names are coming in. You've heard what Alex said about some of the cricketers that have already been said yes to play. We all put our hand up straight away, like Punter said. And I think there's a few people wanting to play. Once this announcement comes out today, I'm sure there'll be a few people from different codes and different walks of life that'll put their hand up to come and play too. Well, yeah, hope they will anyway.
You guys both played in the game here in 2005. That must have
one of our last games.
In terms of sort of the charity games, you must play in quite a few, but they are quite special, and you get to sort of see players play against each other and with each other that you don't normally see.
Oh, looking back to that, the Tsunami game you're talking about, that was just amazing to be part of that as well. But there were two sides of that. It was the fundraising side of it, but it was also a chance to play with a Brian Lara and Anil Kumble and Virendra Sehwag and these guys that we hadn't played with before, and get to learn a bit more about them. So if we could replicate something like that for this game, that would be amazing, because that was a huge night here. We had a massive crowd and raised a lot of money, so that'd be the ideal. I think actually that people have been speaking to some of the players from different countries as well, like the Tendulkars and the Dhonis and those sort of players of that ilk would be nice to get involved. So. Something similar, that'd be great.
And it was quite funny in that game. Everyone said, let's just go out and entertain, have a bit of fun. But as soon as the guys started bowling and batting, he got slogged for a 6. It ramped up a bit and the competitive juices came out. So don't worry, this will be it'll be a good game of cricket, this one, I reckon. Get in the nets tomorrow, me and Punter. Jeez, I can't have too many.
We'll have to have a game off, won't we?
We'll have to game off a Big Bash first, then we might be able to get in the nets. But if we get in the nets, we might need physio for 2 weeks. So it's a bit of a catch-22. Can't train too much beforehand. But look, we'll try and give it our best. Hopefully we can still land a few. Punter can smash a few.
Hit a few, not smash.
Well, hit a few, yeah. That's Big Bash, you got to bash it.
Shane, you mentioned the game at Lords about 6 years ago, Brett Lee. Can you
Yep.
retell that story, what happened there?
Well, basically, Lords was celebrating 200 years of cricket at Lords, and they made myself and Sachin captain of each team. We had a couple of days build up in the nets before that. There was, I think, a few balls to go. It was the last over. I really didn't want to go out and bat. And Brett Lee was bowling, so I walked out to bat with a few balls to go, and he decided to try and rip my off stump out and bowled a 150 km/h beam ball and broke my hand. So I didn't get a chance to bowl. So I'm not sure what he was
He's on my team this time.
what was he trying to do? What was he trying to be a hero and knock my off stump out?
Don't try and work fast bowlers out, mate. You never work that out.
Jeez. So yeah, that was a bit disappointing. But hopefully, if he bowls to me this time, he'll make it bounce. That'd be nice.
You mentioned guys like Tendulkar and Dhoni, but is it realistically to get some of those big names? Is that really in the ballpark yet?
We can only try, can't we? We can only reach out to them and see if they want to help. It's been a pretty tragic time in Australia. All those guys that have been here and toured with different countries have had great times being in Australia, whether it's playing here or getting out and about and travelling around. So, you know, it sometimes can be amazing what people will do to try and help others out in difficult times. So, yeah, as I said, we can only ask. As Alex said, Warne's got most of them on speed dial, so he'll be reaching out through the course of the next few days.
Is there one you particularly want, Shane, in terms of getting someone across?
Very impressive. Look, I think the cricket community is pretty good, isn't it? I mean, you look back over the years, you talk about the tsunami game. I think all the countries, whenever there's a tragedy or something that's horrific like we're seeing now, all the countries get together. The cricketer community is very good. I think the sporting world is very good, and I think, you know, even everyone from all, you know, you've seen DiCaprio and Pink and all these guys donating so much money and giving it. Everyone likes what they've seen, as we said before. The images are horrific. Over 500 million animals. People have lost their lives. There's been homes that have been destroyed. I mean, it's just terrible, and it has captured everyone's attention, and everyone's trying to do their bit. So whoever wants to put their hand up and help us out, we're more than happy to do it from whatever country. But let's hope we get a few big stars from other walks of life too.
And in terms of the baggy green, I mean,
yep.
Where does it sit in terms of things you're proudest of in your life?
Well, it exceeded my expectations. You know, I cherish the baggy green. I love what it stands for. I was not a big wearer of the baggy green. I used to like wearing the white floppy for sun protection. It felt more comfortable in my head. But that doesn't mean the baggy green didn't mean everything to me, because I love what it stood for. Playing for Australia was, the opportunity to play for Australia was something unbelievable. I carried it around with me all the time in my bag. I wore it for the first hour of every test match. Carried it around for, you know, whatever long it was, 17 or 18 years in my bag. And I thought that the gesture for me to put it up there, because it meant so much to me, was how much it's touched all of us, and I was just trying to do my bit. So to get over $1 million was just unbelievable to do that. So I thank Matt from Commonwealth Bank for his extraordinary generosity. I'm presenting it to him tonight, so he might be wearing it in the crowd before he gives it back and puts it on a bit of a tour, like he said. But yeah, look, it's made me feel really proud and satisfied, but I didn't do it for that. I did it just to try and raise as much money as I could, like we're all trying. So, but I was pretty blown away by it. Yeah, it's been overwhelming. The message of support from guys like Punter and ex-players and all that I have is, I mean, it's been amazing. It's been really, really touching too. And I thank everyone for their support for it, and thanks to everyone for their bid too, because there's some pretty extreme bids. And I think there was two guys, Matt and one other guy, that may be having a couple of glasses of red late at night that were going toe for toe as well. So
I pulled out at 750.
Did you?
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you very much. Thank
Will
you.
there be a little wager for you two on the line for the?
Oh, we can't bet on cricket, can we?
No, we can't do that, but we'll save it for the golf course, I think. Punter's very, very good, so he's got to give me a few shots so I can be competitive.